Okay, go swoop. Legs. Right? Yes. All right, so you want to send out with an around, or if it's just using the command that I use, swoop. I guess I just did swoop because around at the time was when Ava just went around me. But now I had changed that command. But anyways, I just kept it as swoop. And this is the how-to. This was from the video that I posted on Instagram a few days ago. It's also going to be attached at the beginning of this, so you'll see that. Plots. They got the dog out, so they already went at it because the other dog's just. But anyways, so you saw Ava went around her brother. Ace just stayed put. So and Ava came back to me, and I did like a legs and then a right and what have you. So I had done this command for a while with Ava just because, like in IPO, you have to go around those half tents or whatever they want to be called. Again, I just know they have to do it during the trial. Whether they actually call it, I have no idea. I could care less. But anyway, so that was my command. That was why I was having her going around something. And when we go to a normal training field, I actually have her go around 2 trees. And because of that, I also found a little weak link in her chain, so to speak. So, but the reason why I did around Ace for that video was because I hurt my foot last week. I don't know why. So I've been hobbling around. So I haven't been able to walk the dogs or anything. So even when I'm doing this, you'll see me kind of just favoring my right leg because I literally can't walk on my left leg right now. So just to get them out and do something active to get Ava running around, I just did that. And like I said, built some discipline with Ace. So someone asked how to do it, and this is it. So I got a pull right here. I'll start with Ace. Trust me, this is probably one of the easier commands or tricks, whatever word you want to use, in order to do it. Now, once we start with doing it with Ava, I'll tell you some of the difficulties that I found with her and what I've been doing to correct them. But this is the how-to. Literally, got a couple of treats. I would use treats again at the beginning. Don't use toys or anything. And then literally, you're just having them lured around the pole over and over and over again, and that is it. And I'll do it with Ace a couple of times, and then I'll do some stylized stuff with Ava and also talk about some of the things that I found with her and also defensive dogs in general when it comes to doing a send away. Okay, so here it is. Ace. Around. Yes, good boy. Go around. Yes, good boy. Loose. Go around. Yes, good boy. Literally, that is it. Once they start getting it, then you can start bringing in some distance. Face. Around. Yes, good boy. Around. Not quite. Around. Yes, good boy. Go lower, lower, lower. Around. Yes, good boy. One more. Again, this is it. You just keep doing it over and over again. Around. Yes, good boy. Go. Around. Yes, good boy. You can start picking up some speed in order to get them to build up more drive. And also you can always just build some frustration, as always. Do one more. Hey, around. Yes, good boy. All right, so in case you don't have a pole, because when I taught Ava, I never actually had a stick and just threw it in the backyard. I actually just used a park bench and a couple of trees, and that was it. That's all I did with her, and just kept doing the same thing over and over again. Eventually, when they start volunteering the movement, that's when you know they're pretty much getting it. Now it's a matter of just sharpening up the command so they do it when it's actually being called upon rather than just instinctively wanting to do it. Because one thing I noticed with her, whenever we went to this particular field and I walked by the bench where I, take my shoes off or my sandals off or drop whatever gear I had brought, she naturally just wants to run around because that's what she instinctively thinks I'm going to ask or call upon when it comes to that. Okay, so that's the first thing. When you start seeing them starting to anticipate and just volunteering the command, it's probably time to change it up a little bit and how you proceed with this command. So you'll see it with Ava. I'll do maybe some focus heels, legs, whatever, and then send it off for a round, or in my case, a swoop, and probably call her back to a focus heel because you know me and the focus heel can't do enough of it. So here you go. Ava, left. Go. Boost. Swoop. Left. Good girl. Go swoop. Legs. Yes, good girl. Right. Hey. Boost. Swoop. Oh, you missed it. Go swoop. Right. Yes. Come here. Loose. Go swoop. That's what I wanted. Go swoop. Even more. Go swoop. Yes. So that's exactly what I wanted because I knew she would eventually do it. So when it comes to a defensive dog, doing a send out is when they want to be by you. Being by you is home base, okay? So when they go away from you, that's when you probably get maybe 10, 12 steps and they come running back. So anytime you're working on a retrieve or a send out, something like that, that's when you kind of notice, hey, there's that skittishness, that insecurity. In this case, it's kind of being relatable to you're fucking 40 years old and you're still with your parents. Eventually, they got to kick them out, okay? So just like kicking out some kids of your house eventually, you want to, in a manner of speaking, because you're not kicking your dog out of your house, but you're sending them away from you, okay? So you groomed them, you raised them, you encouraged them, you taught them, you supported them, what have you. Now it's time to let them go out just for a short period, as a particular distance, and then come back to you. Okay, kind of like kids moved out, but eventually they come back in to visit you. Something like that, okay? That's the best analogy I can figure out. Hey! Sorry, I just didn't want them to start shit because I don't know if the other the other neighbors put their dog away or not. So, how to correct that? Plots. So how to correct that when you try and send them out and then they do the quick U-turn? Keep proofing the movement. Okay, so start short, over and over and over and over again, and then eventually you'll progress to more distance, and then that's when you can start leading, like one or two half steps, and then go out and they come return. One thing I've been working on with Ava, especially because I needed to do a kind of a send out when she does bite work, I've been literally rewarding her at a distance. So whether if it's her pillow, her tug, a ball, whatever it may be, I threw her red fucking ball away because I was over it and it's been chewed to shreds, so that's why she doesn't have it out here. But I've been sending her rewards at a distance. So even if I'm right here, maybe 10, 15 degrees, and then further away from me. So this way she actually has to run away from me and create more distance in order to get her reward. Even then, you might start seeing them doing that sharp U-turn to come back to you because they're unsure of, hey, is it okay for me to be this far away from you? Because I know we've ingrained our dogs to be right next to us, but in this particular instance, going away from us is okay. So that's just what I've been working on, a little trick, and I've been seeing it slowly working with Ava. So I'll do a couple more. And again, I'm just using some treats, some cookies here. So literally it's kind of hard for me to create these at a distance because they'll be lost in the grass and they'll be chewing up the grass, and I don't want that. So, but that was my one little trick, my little tidbit when it comes to a defensive dog who doesn't want to go a particular distance away from you, is you got to make them realize it's okay to create that distance. So that's why I've been rewarding, you know, away from me, not rather than on me, like returning to me. It's not a retrieve where they coming straight back to me. It's just that knowing, hey, in this case, if I go away, something good is going to happen. So that's the thing when you're creating distance for a send away, they have to believe that going away, something good is over there, or something good will come if I go over here. Okay? Hopefully that made sense. I wasn't talking in a circle. Hey. Go sleep. Okay. Go sleep. There you go. Go sleep. Yes. Another thing with Ava is I always want her to be symmetrical, meaning whatever I want her to be able to do on the left, I want her to be able to do on the right. So when we first started, everything was left, 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 left. So she'll break away from the left. So something is slightly in front of her and to the left, be able to come around and get right back into position. So I want her to be balanced. I want her to be symmetrical. So breaking off from the right is still a little shaky. If anything, she'll run up, do a 360, then doing the around or the swoop, which I'm trying to just iron out and clear out. So if you notice, everything she always does is left to right. Hey. Go swoop. Right. Go swoop. Legs. Flex. Right. Creating a little bit more distance, seeing how she's going to do. Go swoop. Come here. Go swoop. Left. Okay. Hey, set. Ava. Go through. Ah, she didn't do it. She defaulted to the pole. Go through. Yes, good girl. So that an aim, okay? So what you're pointing at, you might have to take some time in order to really get her eye line focused on what you're doing. If it's something general like that, big tree or park bench, pretty straightforward. But just take your time, be patient. Again, lure, 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 until they realize, hey, around, swoop is just what you want. And then you start backing up, creating some distance, and then you can add the go as the send away, the word to get away from me. Go, you know, like go to bed, go swoop, go get, whatever you want to put on it. So a fun little thing, but it tires them out because again, you can pick up some speed and really get them working. And saw me hobbling, so really I couldn't do much walking the past couple of days. But in order to get Ava some exercise, go swoop, come back, or do a little bit of obedience, but just adding that in there, you know, breaks it up and has some fun. You know, she's already panting, so you can see how much effort she's working. And that is it, okay? Go work on it, have fun. Talk to you next time, done. Go swoop. Go swoop. Break.